Alright, hello everyone, welcome to the stream. Today we're going to be playing some Ark Nova. So it's been a while since I've played Ark Nova, but we're going to play with the starting map, the map A. So I think that's just the most basic map. And you start with a size 3 enclosure and a kiosk. So I think I have everything set up already, but I do need to go over the rules a little bit since it's been a while. So for the setup, we have the game board. We got the bonus tiles, and there is one extra bonus tile here for the Marine World. So we are playing with the Marine World. I have the cards shuffled and everything. Yeah, we have a map A, zoo. And then we have a set of action cards. Oh yeah, so one thing we need to do with the action cards is there's 5 action cards. So we're going to start with one of each, but then we draft. So I've already drafted 3. So we have a sponsors card that's going to allow you to play one sponsor card with a maximum level of X or break X, gain X, and then it says additionally you may discard a sponsor card to gain 4 money. Hey, nice to see you. Yeah, hey, you too. That woodworking you were doing earlier was awesome, man. I would love to be able to make my own board game table like that. That was really cool. I appreciate you stopping by too. Did you get it finished? Did you finish the table? So we also have an association card here. So perform one association task with a maximum value of X. Gain 1 X marker if X is higher than the value of the task performed. So I kind of like that. So I think we'll take that. But let's look at this last one. This last one is a build card. So we have build 1 building with a maximum size of X, pay 2 per space, and then it says you may pay 2 money to cover 1 rock or water space. So we would actually be able to cover some of these rock and water spaces on the map here. I don't know which one of these is best. I'm going to go with the association one. So we're going to take this association card. And let me just make sure this scene looks okay here. So we have some stuff. In the way. So this is the card we drafted. It's time for the dinner on my side. The table is not finished, but I made good job. Yes. So far everything looks great. I would really like to see the finished product. I gotta find your Instagram, YouTube, see some of your other stuff. But yeah, you did a great job, man. I really want to make and design like a board game table like that, and the lumber price is crazy, and just the price to buy a board game table like that is really high here in the US. So it was cool to see you streaming it, making your own. So we're gonna take the original association card, and that's gonna come out, and we will replace it with this association card that we have. So animals is always gonna start on 1. So we're gonna have thanks, appreciate it. Enjoy your game and see you next time. Yep, I'll see you around, man. I'm gonna check out some of your stuff. So appreciate it. Alright, so we're gonna put animals on 1. And let me see. We can kinda okay, it is a little hard to see some of the actions. Maybe I should move this up just a little bit. Oh no. Okay, so now you can kind of see the whole card. That's probably going to mess with most of my other scenes. So this is the one I'd be most worried about. It's just a little crooked, if anything. But you can kind of see there. Okay. We also have the conservation cards out. I'm not really there yet. We're just putting these action cards out now. So these are going to get shuffled. and they're just going to go out at random. So we'll have sponsors on 2, and then cards on 3, and association on 4, and build on 5. So that looks good. So those are going to be our starting actions here. We have the animals card. This is the upgraded card for association. So we will be able to perform 1 association task with a maximum value of X. Gain 1 X marker if X is higher than the value of the task performed. Alright, so I'll go over the association board. And yeah, I still need the rulebook for this setup because I have not played in a while. I just want to make sure I'm getting some of this stuff right. So we have the action cards, the association board. So this is going to be the association board over here. We'll be able to perform some of these tasks with the association action. And, oh, I am missing that token. So these are the different levels, so you can always, or I think when you upgrade, yeah, so you'll be able to upgrade these cards to the other side and then donate, and you'll be able to do different strength association actions. So like supporting a conservation project, which is really good points. Conservation points are really hard to get by, but to come by, but in Ark Nova, you're gonna get these appeal. This is the appeal track on the main board here. So we have the appeal track, and then these green ones, we're starting on 0 on both tracks, and then when these two pass each other, when these 2 tokens pass each other on the board, that'll be the end of the game. And we only have so much time when you're playing solo, so you have to pretty much do it before a certain amount of turns, which is kind of decided by these red cubes. So we need to draw 2 of these end game scoring cards, and we won't look at those until we reach the 10 spot on the conservation track. Alright, so I'm just going to go over the rest of the setup here. So we have place 1 partner zoo of each continent, so we have that on the association board, and then shuffle the base conservation project. We have those out, so the base conservation projects in the game are Australia, Americas, and birds. So we'll be able to support those projects. We've chosen a color. We're going to be black. And then yeah, I think that's it. Draw 8 zoo cards. Choose 4 of them to keep. Okay, so we choose our hand first, then we will reveal the cards in the display, and these are going to come out and slide off the table, basically only being available for a certain amount of time. So we're going to draw 8 cards to start. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we're going to look at some of these. Okay, so we have the great hornbill. So this is a bird, I notice. And birds is one of the base conservation projects. So this goes in a size 2 enclosure. Costs 13 money. Now, if we have a partner zoo with this continent, I believe this is Asia, then it will cost 3 less money, so it could be 10. We have some sponsor cards, so these are going to be your sponsor cards. And you'll be able to play these when your sponsor's action is at the strength there. So 4, 5, 5. So really, this one that requires you to have a sponsor card flipped, I'm really not thinking we're going to be there yet. So maybe we'll put that one aside. And then we have Conference on Australia. So Australia is one of the base conservation projects. So each time you play an Australia icon into your zoo, you may increase the size of a standard enclosure by 1 for free. If the enclosure is occupied, gain 2 appeal. Okay. And then we gain an appeal for each card pouched. Yeah, I don't know if we care too much about that one in our starting hand. And then we have a 4 strength sponsor card, Archaeologist. So each time you gain the placement bonus of a border space in your zoo, you gain another free placement bonus. A border space. So that border space would be these border spaces here. Not this one. This one, this one. This is a border. This is a border. So yeah, I don't really even know if that's great to hold on to, but we do want to keep at least one, maybe one sponsor card. And then we have some animals. So we have an alpaca. This is a petting zoo animal. So it has to go in a petting zoo. And it costs 7 money. Are we going to build a petting zoo? I don't think so. Let's see what else we have. We have the fennec fox. We'll put that one aside. Fennec fox is a predator. So the yellow is... maybe yellow is Asia. I'm pretty bad with these continents here. Fennec Fox has Clever. After finishing the current action, you may place any action card on 1. Okay. I think we're going to keep that Fennec Fox. We have this American Bison, which requires 3 America's icons. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think we got the best opening hand, but we're going to keep this Great Hornbill. Let's keep... I do like some of the Marine Worlds cards. So this is the American Penguin, or African Penguin. And then this has the tide symbol on it. So I'll explain that when the cards come out. And then we have the Devil Firefish. So Venom 1. Each player ahead of you on the appeal track gains 1 Venom token. Yeah, this is going to be hard to get 3 America icons. I don't think we keep that. So we're only allowed 1 more card. So it's really going to be between this African Penguin and the Devil Firefish. So, yeah. Each player ahead of you on the appeal track gains 1 Venom token. And since we're playing solo, it would just give us 1 X token. I think I'm just going to keep the Devil Firefish. So these are going to be my 4 starting cards. We'll discard the other cards. So these are getting discarded. And I guess we'll discard face up, right? Who knows? Alright, so we have the starting hand here. Where can I put these cards? And where am I going to show... Yeah, so I haven't really thought this through. I think I might have to move some stuff around here. Okay, 1 second. I'm going to make this scene a little different. Okay, so this is going to be my scene for... I'm going to try to fit all of the cards that we play here. But this is the opening hand, so we have the Devil Firefish, we've got the Great Hornbill, Fennec Fox, and Archaeologist. So one sponsor card. We're going to get started. We have to flip these cards, so I think we start like this. Right, so in the 1. And then we'll go like this. So we have the Shark-Nosed Goby with Symbiosis, the Crested Porcupine, a Llama, and then another sponsor card, so Expert on Africa. Okay, each time you play an Africa icon in your zoo, after you finish the current action, you may place any action card on 1. Okay, so that's basically the same as Clever. And then we have the Short-Snouted Seahorse. Now, as we are going through the rounds and stuff, if we see this symbol here with the wave on it, I think all the cards slide off like 1 extra from the Marine Worlds expansion. And then we have Slow Worm. Alright. So for the first action, let's see. What can we really do? We start with 25 money. So we have at least 25 money to build another zoo. The cards we have in our hand right now all can fit in here, except we do need to build a, what are they called? An aquarium. So we are going to build an aquarium to start, I think. So let's do that. So we're going to do a 5 strength action here. So we're going to build one building with a maximum size of X, so it can be 5. And we pay 2 money per space. So we're going to pay 10. So we'll take this 20 and change it for 10. And now we're down to 15 money, right? And we'll put the marine or the aquarium on. Now we want to place this kind of so we get the most bonuses here. So all of these little spots here on the board are bonuses. So we could just do this right off the bat. Now that actually looks good because this placement right here covers the 5 money, the X token, and a card within reputation range. So we will get that Shark-Nosed Goby. So I think I'm going to do that. So we're going to place this right here. And we get those 3 things. So we'll get this card. We'll get 5 more money back. And what was the other one? An X token. So we get an X token as well. Now the X tokens just increase the strength of these actions down here. So let's say something requires you to be on 5, but you can't be on 5. You can use an X token to make it a 4 or a 5. To make a 4 or 5. Alright, so I'm going to flip this down. So this is kind of how the actions are going to work. So we did a build action first, so then we'll do this. And all of these will slide down, increasing their strength. So okay, and that was it pretty much. So then we just move this over, and you just keep taking turns in Ark Nova when you play solo, I believe. So all of these will slide down on the board. Okay, so I need to find yeah, so all these are gonna slide down. And the new card there is a veterinarian, so this is a 4 strength association card, or sponsor card. And it's supporting a conservation project requires only 4 strength. Okay, that could be good. What to do with the second action? So we have some cards here. We actually have 5 now because we picked up that Goby. And we could play the Gobi, but I think I would like to do an association action next. So we have our association cards on 5. So it's perform one association task with a maximum value of X. So we could do really any of them, but we don't really meet any of these yet. So we could take this and we would still get an X token because of the upgraded association card. So it says gain an X marker if the strength is higher than the value of the task performed. So if we were to do, since it's on 5, if we were to do a 4 strength action, we would gain an extra X token, and I kind of like that. Do I want to keep the 5 cards? I'm gonna look at my hand real quick. So we have a lot of this green continent here is what I'm noticing. So maybe, and yeah, if we were to do a 3 strength, we still only get the 1 X token. Gain 1 X marker if X is higher than the value of the task performed. So yeah. But I kind of like the idea of playing this Gobi instead now. The Gobi's pretty cheap, but I think if we get, I don't know, do we want the 5 cards and 1 reputation, right? Oh, I do need to flip the bonus tiles here so we can see the bonus tiles. So when we reach this 5 conservation spot, we'll get to choose between one of these 2. Get 3 cards within your reputation range, an association, 3 pavilions or kiosks. And that symbol, I have no idea what that means. Support any conservation project, I think that's what that looks like. Or maybe use that as a wild token to support a conservation project. I have the iconography paper over there, so I can check that if it comes to it. But yeah, let's do our second action here. So I'm debating between taking this 5 cards and one of these. Because my next play, now if I let animals go up to the 5, I could play 2 animals, and I think I would have the money because we have 20 right now, right? So we would be able to play both the Gobi and the Devil Firefish. No. So 7. So this would cost 4. The Gobi would only cost 4, and then this would be 16 if we don't have that association. So I'm going to start with an association task here. And I think I want to take the 5 cards just so I have more options throughout the game just to play. Be able to look at more cards, hold more cards, and we also get 1 reputation. So I'm going to do that. We'll do an association action. So we'll take our only worker, and he's going to go over to the association board. Now, I really can't decide which one of these is better. So I think I'm going to do this and just get these 5 cards and 1 reputation. So that's going to go in this spot here. And that means that when we break, we can hold up to 5 cards still, and then we gain 1 reputation also. Okay, that was our second action, so we're going to move this stuff down. And slide this over. Alright, third action, I don't know yet what I want to do. I want to play an animal, but I kind of want to wait till this animals card gets a little stronger, so maybe we could play 2. We do have a 4-level sponsor card with the archaeologist, which is archaeologist. So it'll say each time you gain the placement bonus of a border space in your zoo, gain another free placement bonus. So that could be really good. So I think for my third action, I'm going to do that. I'm going to play a sponsors card. So we're going to do a sponsors action, and then since our sponsors is on 4, we can play this 4-level sponsors card. Now this is going to go right into our zoo over here. I know that's going to be hard to see, but it might be easier to see like that. I could zoom in if it's a problem. Okay, that was our third action. Now I don't think we get anything instant. Oh, this requires a science icon, so we can't even do that. So I just noticed that. So what to do? Also, this devil firefish requires a science icon, so we definitely took the wrong association action there. So maybe instead of this one, do this one. So we get 2 reputation, and then when we break, we'll have to discard down to 3. And this way we have that science icon, so we can do this sponsors action. So we're going to do that sponsors action that we wanted to do. So we're going to play archaeologist into the zoo. So each time you gain the placement bonus of a border space in your zoo, gain another free placement bonus. Okay, so that would be our third action. We'll move this over, and then we'll adjust these. And then we're getting close. We have this animals on 4. So this, we could use an X here and just try to play 2 animals. Now, is that the play? So our association was on 5. We were supposed to gain an X, so I think that is the play. Now, can we afford to play 2 animals with 20 money? So these are our animals here. We have the shark-nosed goby. Let me just zoom in a little bit so we can see this. I have the shark-nosed goby. We're not focusing here. It's hard to get this camera to focus. We have devil firefish. We've got the great hornbill. Now this goes with the birds, so I think I want to play that hornbill. So that's 13 money. And it goes in a size 2 or bigger. So we're going to play that into our size 3 that we started with. So we'll put let me move this archaeologist card over, and this is where our animals will be. So this is going to cost 13 money. So pay the 15. And are we going to be able to play? Yeah, let's see. So we get 2 money back, and we have exactly 7, which is enough to play that goby. And that is a reef dweller. So it has a reef. So this has no reef dweller effect of its own. But we're going to finish playing that first animal. So I don't really know how I guess you flip this over. To show that we have that hornbill in there, we'll just put a cube on there, I guess. And then we have the boost build action from the hornbill. So after finishing the current action, you may place your build action card on 1 or 5. And what happens to the other cards, though? Not sure about that. But we get 6 appeal from the Hornbill. I know this is hard to see. So we're going to move this up to the 6. And the Hornbill gave us 6, and then we can put our build on 1 or 5. So I think we're doing in animals. And we were going to use an X to boost it to 5. So we could play this second animal first. And I want to play this Goby. So this is going to go in the aquarium there. Alright, and then it takes up 1 space, so we'll just put 1 cube on there to show that only 1 of those spots is taken. And this is pretty much full. So I don't know how to really show if these are full or not. So maybe just do it like that. Alright, this is a Reef Dweller. Costs 7 money. So we have exactly 7 here. And then, yeah, it's going to give us 2 appeal. And that was our second animal. So it says use 1 ability, not a Reef Dweller effect, of one of your other cards in your zoo. So we don't have another Reef Dweller right now, so there's really nothing else we can do. But we are going to go back to this Hornbill's ability. So after finishing the current action, you may place your build action card on 1 or 5. So first we're going to slide these down. And let's put this build. If we do build on 5, does it go like this? Or does it just switch? That'd be a rules question. Let me check real quick. So the boost ability on some cards here. I would think it would be in the just the iconography over here. Maybe this glossary. Not sure. I'm gonna assume that we just move them down. So where is boost? Boost. Okay, you must finish the animal's action before using this ability. This means that the animal's action card is already in. This means that the animal's action card is already in card slot 1 at the time. Oh, and move the other cards to the left or right accordingly. So that's what we did. So I just want to make sure I did that right. Alright. Moving on. So that was pretty good. We got 8 appeal out of that. And we got to do boost. And now build is on 5, so that was our 4th action, right? So we did so far build, association, we played a sponsor card, and animals card, so that would have been our 4th action. So we only have 2 actions left here. And we're down to 2 cards in hand. So we have the Fennec Fox and the Devil Firefish. Now, since we put this Archaeologist card down, I think it might be best to try to gain a placement bonus from a border space so that we can gain What does it say? Each time you gain the placement bonus of a border space in your zoo, you gain another free placement bonus. Now, do we decide what that is? I think we just choose one of these placement bonuses. So we're going to go ahead and build right now. Build is on a 5, so this is another 5 strength action. And what do I want to build? I guess we should build. This is one thing that I'm not really good with, is placing the zoo. But I think, do we need a size 5 enclosure? No, we have some small animals here. So this will fit in the aquarium. And then this just needs a size 1. So maybe we just build a size 5 to get that bonus. Like, I'm sort of thinking maybe I can place like this. Because then that will give us a worker, and then we can choose that 10 money. We just have no money right now, so we can't really do that. So we might just do break X, gain X. How many turns do we got left? We can't really do any more association actions. Yeah, so what do you do here? Let's break X, gain 3, right? That's going to be one action. Sorry, let me switch scenes here. We'll go. We're going to do a sponsors action, so we're just going to break X, gain X. So that's going to be our turn. We're going to break and gain 3 money. Okay. And then this will slide over. And then we have one action left. Now, I really want to save that build action. Although we could just use a size 1 for... Yeah, let's build a size 1 so we can play our Fennec Fox too. So let's just do build action as our last action. Now we can build up to a 5, but we're only going to build a 1. So we're just going to build a size 1 enclosure here. And where do we put this? So zoom in on the map here. So yeah, I don't know. Where do we put this? We could put it here and gain that llama. Or the crested porcupine. So those are 2 of the cards that are within our reputation range. So we're going to do a build action. And it's going to cost us 2 money since we're building a size 1. And yeah, we'll place it there. And then this placement bonus is gain a card within reputation range. So we have these cards within reputation range. So we can choose between the crested porcupine and the llama. And I'm sort of thinking llama here because that would give us almost 2 America icons. So, and that is one of the conservation projects. So I'm going to pick that up. Sorry, this is supposed to look like that from break X, gain X. Then we do the build as our final action. This will slide down. And then that will be our first break. So now we're at the first break. We have to discard down to 3, but we only have 3 cards. So the break symbols are here. for anyone who doesn't know. So we're going to follow the discard down to 3 or 5 if you have the special university. And then remove any poison tokens. Replenish that. We don't need to replenish that because you can't have 2 of the same. This should have slid down when we took the llama, so we'll refill this. And then we're going to discard the bottom 2 like this. And slide all of these down. So we have some new cards coming out. We have Expert on Europe. We've got Grizzly Bear. And I don't see any of the wave symbols coming out of the deck. I believe that one started out. So, what's next? So we discarded the 2 cards. Now we do our income. So our income's not going to be great. It's just going to be 11, which is really bad. Are we supposed to start at 0? Oh, we recommend that beginners start a solo game with an appeal of 20. Yikes. Let's start with 15 since I've played this before, so we'll do, what did we get? 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we're going to have 23 appeal there. And then I think there's a token that's supposed to replace that. So I think it's actually supposed to be 45, if I'm not mistaken, for Marine Worlds. So we're going to ignore that. And yeah, so our income starting now, we're going to get 18 money there. So 10, 5, 3 ones. Okay, and then for the rest of the income, we don't really have any other income. It's just the kiosk. So you're going to get, I guess, 2 money per each. We're going to get 2 money for each open enclosure next to a kiosk. So that's going to be 2 more money. I'm going to turn the music up a little bit. Yeah, and I think that's it for the break. So we've done the final step, which is the income. And then, yeah. So we're going to be taking one of the solo tokens here, or the opponent's, and placing it on this first donation spot, and then we slide these over. So you can see kind of how the game can go pretty quick here, and you have to pass yourself. So I do struggle playing Ark Nova sometimes to pass myself. Definitely a beginner. So we started on 15 appeal. Okay, and then we only have these 3 cards. And we have an association, a big 5 association action we can do. We forgot to return our worker. Let's bring the worker back. So what I'm thinking here is we do an association action. We get another university where we search for a bird. Maybe we search for a bird, because then we can already have 2 birds, and I want to go for 5 birds. So yeah, so we're going to do that. We're going to start with an association action. Okay. Whoops. Okay, so I meant to show the actions here. So we're going to do a strength of 5 association action. Now we're going to take this worker, and place it on the association board. And I think I want to go with the strength 4. So on our card here, it says perform one association task with a maximum value of X, gain 1 X marker if X is higher than the value of the task performed. So this is on 5, we're doing a 4, we get an extra X token. X tokens are always good. Now the one we're going to take is this search for a type of animal card, but that's going to stay there, and you basically just choose one of these. So we basically can, just rip from the deck until we get a bird. So we're going to take this one, and then since we have a second university here, we're going to get to flip one of our action cards. And I think we want to flip that association card so that we can donate this turn. Yeah, that sounds exactly right. So we're searching for a bird right now. So the way that works is we're going to pull cards from the deck here until we get a bird. And anything that's not a bird will get discarded. So we're just drawing from the deck here. We have a spokesperson, sponsors card, then large animals, conservation project, native farm animals, another horse whisperer. Okay, we have aquarium, a lot of sponsor cards here, some conservation cards going, expert on Australia. Okay, this is not a bird, but that's a cool looking fish. So this is the long-comb sawfish. Zoo school, jungle. We really got to get a bird here. Alright, now I'm not sure how this works because this is a bird icon. Bird management plan. So this would be a conservation card that we play from our hand. Just bear with me here. I'm gonna have to look at this little icon here to see what this says. So now if we're searching for a bird, okay, so it's going to be in the Marine Worlds one. So we have alright, let me see here. So we're searching for a bird. Now, I think we go until we find that animal, and that's just what I'm going to go with because I don't feel like flipping through the rulebook to look for that. This is already a long enough game on its own. So we did end up getting this. Maybe someone can let me know in the comments or the chat if this bird icon on this card counts when you do the search for a bird, but I'm going to keep going until we get a real bird. We have a monkey. We have another conservation project. No birds. Where are all the birds? So no birds yet. We'll keep going. We got breeding program. That's a sponsor card. European badger. A lion. Wow, a lot of cards getting discarded here. There it is, the first bird card. So you can see we went through a lot of the deck there. And we picked up this shoe bill. So that's going to go into our hand. And these are going to get discarded. Alright, so now we've added the shoe bill to our hand, and I think that's the end of our turn. Now we get to flip a card. So I'm going to zoom in on the actions here. And since we covered this university here, we're allowed to upgrade a card to level 2. So we have a new follower, Ellen Mares. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. I think you're from the stream that I was watching earlier. Analysis Paralysis. That was a really good stream. I saw some new board games that I really want to check out. Those guys do a great job. They were translating to English and everything. So yeah, we're gonna flip this association action card to a level 2, and it says perform one or more different association tasks with a total maximum value of X. Now, since we did a 4 or a 5, this was on 4, so we get another X token, and then it says, in addition, you may make one donation, which you pay 1 money less for each X marker you have. So this is going to be 5 minus 3, which is 2 money, so we're going to pay 2 money for our first donation. And the donations don't come from here, they come from just your extra cubes. And yeah, we're gonna make a donation over here, and it's gonna go right there. So that's gonna give us 1 conservation. So we'll move up 1 space, and you can kind of see how conservation is hard to come by already. So we've made our donation, we've upgraded our card, we've searched for a bird card. I think that's the end of our turn. So that was our first action. Pretty strong action for the second round there. Move that cube over. And then what do I want to do next? So we're going to slide these down first. It's hard to fit this whole game on the table. And now our association is on a strength of 1. Okay, so animals is up to 5. This would be a good time to play animals, and we could play 2, given that we have the money. Now, one other thing I want to do, possibly, is use one of these to get some. Now, I might just start using some of these X's. So we have X on 1. So if we spend 2 X's here, yeah, we'll spend 2 X's to make it a 3. So this is going to be a strength of 3 now. Oh, we don't have a second worker. That's the problem. So we can't do this. I take it back. We're going to have to do an animals action. So we can play 2 animals when it's at a strength of 5. So we have our animals on 5. We could play 2 animals. So I think I'm going to do that instead. Now let's see how that does. The 2 animals I want to play are this fennec fox, I think. Or maybe the shoebill. We do have 2 science cards. Yeah, let's do the shoebill. So the shoebill is going to cost 9 money. We're going to play this as our first bird card. Now the shoebill is going to go in this size 1 enclosure. It only needs to go in a size 1, or it can go in the large aviary house. This requires 2 science icons, which we have 2 science icons here. So this is going to be our first animal. We're going to play this shoebill. Now, he's good because he gives a conservation and 3 appeal. So we'll go ahead and move our appeal up. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3. Then we'll put the shoebill in his spot on the size 1 enclosure here. So that's an open enclosure now. And the shoebill also, okay, 3 appeal and 1 conservation, so we do get to get that extra worker here, which is great. We really need that worker, so we can do more association actions like we want to do. You also have the option there to flip a card. I don't think I'm going to flip a card. It could be a mistake, but I don't think I need to flip the card. I'm going to take that second worker so I can do more association actions. Okay, so we've played our first animal. It was this shoebill. I know this is hard to see. I'm running out of space on the table. All right, what is the second animal I want to play? So I want to get this devil firefish. So we're gonna play the devil firefish. Now, the devil firefish is a reef dweller, so we're gonna gain an X token from this, which is always good. It requires 1 science icon. I know I have 2 science icons, and it's gonna go in the aquarium, but it takes up 2 space in the aquarium. So we'll put this card down, and then we'll take these 2 to show that we have taken up 3 spaces in our aquarium, and we'll get our X token and our 6 appeal. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, now we've played our 2 animals. That was our second action. So we get to slide this down like this. Okay, and then we'll move this over to keep track of the turns. Hopefully I'm not missing too much here. Okay, so, and if anyone has any questions, just let me know. Or if the music is too loud, I'm just jamming out here by myself. So, yeah, I really want to do this association action next. Now, I would like to get some of these. So, in order to do this action again, we have to have 2 workers. So, the second time you do one of these actions, you need 2 workers. So, really, we can only do this or a strength of 5. Now, we do have 4 X tokens, so we could support a conservation project right now. But for the bird icons, we're at 3. So, I want to make sure I hit that 4 or 5 marker. And then we can start thinking about something else. So, let's look at some of our icons that we have. I know we have this icon. Now if we take this one America icon, now if we take and play this llama that we picked up and maybe get this, then we would have 3 Americas, which is, you need 4 to get 3 conservation there. That sounds like a good move. So what we're really running out of zoo space right now. We need to do a build action. And this llama can go in a size 2. So let's build a size 3. Or do I do the association action first? Decisions. Yeah, let's do the build. So we're going to do a build action. Now it's only a strength of 3. We're doing a build action of 3. So we can build a size 3 or smaller enclosure. We're going to take this size 3 here. Now, I was hoping to get a border placement bonus, but I might wait on that. Yeah, I'm going to wait on that. So that's going to be 6 money. So it's 2 money per space, size 3, 2, 4, 6. So we'll pay the 6 money there. Alright, that was our third action. So we'll slide the cards down. Okay, what's next? I'm ready to do this association action I've been talking about now. I think I want to take this continent for the Americas. Yeah. So we have the fennec fox and the llama. So I'm going to do this association action here. This is our flipped and upgraded card. So we can do Ruel Viola. Hello. How's it going? How are you doing? So, Ruelville, a raider. Oh, so we're being raided right now. That's awesome. Thank you. I appreciate it. Just here playing some Ark Nova. How was your stream today? And what were you streaming? Yeah, you like Ark Nova. Yeah, I like Ark Nova too. I've only played it a couple times. This is with the Marine Worlds expansion, so I wanted to give it a shot with the Marine Worlds again. I kind of like the aquariums and stuff like that. So, and some of the new cards. I've already played 2 of the. I know it's hard to see, but I've played 2 of the fun stream. I soloed Wordsy the Dragon Run. Okay, I haven't played with Ring yet. Looking forward to it. Yeah. So the cards are kind of cool. You get this, these fish and stuff that can go in aquariums. So we have an aquarium here, and then it tells you how much space they take up in the aquarium. So we have the firefish takes up 2 space, and I've just put like some cubes there. I'm not even really sure if that's how it works, but that's what I'm doing. And yeah, and then every time you play a reef dweller, you get the effect of that reef dweller. So we played this one first, it doesn't have an effect, and then we played this one with an X. So, yeah, I'm really going for this birds conservation project over here. We're already at 2 icons. Well, 3, I guess. I believe this counts. FY sounds like a slight echo or double audio. Oh. Okay, let me try this. Is that better? Better. Okay, thank you. Wow. Appreciate it. Wow, I've been streaming like that forever. Yeah, I'm still new with OBS, but a lot of stuff to work through. Okay, so we have some new followers too, it looks like. But thank you for the raid. I appreciate it. And yeah, the Wordsy the Red Dragon. Yeah, it's a lot, right? Twitch too. I feel like I can't even. I just learned how to use my Twitch Prime sub today for the first time. So, and I've had an Amazon account for years. So yeah, I'm not the best with the technology, but yeah. So, but yeah, so we're gonna do this association action here. So this is on strength of 3. Now we do have that worker, and yeah, we're gonna save that strength of 5. So I think I'm just gonna put this here, and I want to get this Americas. Yeah, so we're gonna get the Americas, and that'll be our 4th action. So we've only got 1 action left this round. Gonna lurk while Eve. Have a great stream. Yeah, thank you. Sound is nice and clear now. I'm hoping to get Ark Nova to the table for the first play next week. Yeah. Yeah, I love Ark Nova. Yeah, I just can't find anyone really to play with, so I end up playing by myself. So I figured might as well just stream, see if anyone else can kind of help me, because I really don't know all the rules. I don't know if I'm playing right or anything, so I'm just gonna keep it moving here. So yeah, we have 1 action left, and yeah, we got a couple cards here. So the llama. Oh, we can also make a donation when we do the association action, right? So it says, in addition, you may make 1 donation for which you pay 1 less money for each X marker you have. So that donation is almost free because we have 4 X markers. So let's just pay the 1 money and make that donation. So that's going to give us another conservation there, which is good. I feel like conservation is very hard to come by in this game. Okay, so final action for the round. We only have 2 cards. Now, I don't have the university that's going to allow me to hold 5 cards at the break, so maybe cards isn't the best move right now. We could plop that animal down, though. This llama would only cost 7 money. So we have a fennec fox and a llama. And I like the idea of being able to support the America's conservation project as well as the birds. So if we play, maybe we just boost this action here, this animal's action. We're going to spend 2 X tokens to make it a 5. And then we can maybe play both of these. No, we don't have the space. So we're not going to spend the X tokens. We're just going to play 1 animal. And yeah, we'll play this llama into the size 3 enclosure. And I guess that's our last action of the round. So, okay. So the llama costs, what is it, 10 minus 3 because we have a association there with the North America, so 7. So we'll just give 10 and we'll get 3 back. And then that's going to slide down. And we put the llama in this size 3 enclosure right here. And one question I would have for anyone that knows how to play Ark Nova, like, since it says it requires a size 2 enclosure, does that mean it takes up 2 space in the enclosure, or is that enclosure just full? I always assumed that it was just full, so I just put like 3 cubes on there to show it. I'm not sure how you're supposed to do it. And then this says it may share an existing enclosure of a herbivore with 2 or bigger. And then we get 4 appeal for that. So I think we're doing all right so far. I mean, it's only like the second round, right? So this would be like our 3rd break or 2nd break. So we're going to go into the break phase, and for the break we just follow these steps here. So we have to discard down to 5 cards or 3 cards. Now I only have 1 card, so we don't have to worry about that. And then we would remove any venom or constriction tokens. We don't have any. We're playing solo. We don't need to replenish any of the universities. And then we will discard the last 2 cards here. And then one thing about the marine worlds is when the little wave symbol comes up on a card, I think it flushes, like this wave symbol here means that you're going to discard this again, I believe. So we just move everything down one more time, and then we keep flipping. So we have the Science Institute, marine biologist, a bird feeding conservation project, grizzly bear, expert in Europe, and release of patents. Okay, we've discarded the cards. Now we're going to go into the income step. So your income is based on where your appeal is. So we started with 15 appeal. So we're going to get 22 money. Okay, I'm going to trade some of this in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we'll get 2 money for each kiosk next to an open enclosure. So we have 1 kiosk next to this open enclosure, so we get 2 more money. And that's it. So we'll take this token from the solo board over here, and they're going to take that next donation spot. And then we'll move these over. So the actions are getting to be less and less. So we only have 4 turns this round. Is there supposed to be a cube? Does anyone know here? Like, have I missed a bunch of actions because this cube's not here? Let me zoom in a little bit. So is there supposed to be a cube here? Does anyone know if you play solo or not sure? Probably, right? So then I've missed 2 actions. Let's see if we can still make it around the board. Alright, I don't know where to start. We have cards on 5, and we only have 1 card left. So maybe we do a cards action. Now, it is in 5. It is the strongest strength it can be. It's on 5. So we can draw 3 cards and discard 1, or we can snap. So snapping is you just take any 1 card from the display. Because usually you're only allowed to take from where your reputation is. So I think I'm going to... Do I really care about anything out there? Not really. Maybe marine biologist if we're gonna play more of the marine world cards. Science Institute. I don't think so. I think I'm gonna do my first action as cards. So for a cards action on strength of 5, we get to draw 3 and discard 1. So we're gonna do that. We'll take 3 cards. So we have a Wolverine with boost association. So after finishing this action, you may place your association action card on 1 or 5. We have the Australian Dingo. Okay. And then we have the Bennett's Wallaby. So we can discard any of these 4. It doesn't have to be one that we just drew. And what do I want to keep here? So we really don't have the space for any of these. I don't think we're going to build a petting zoo. Maybe let's get rid of the Wallaby. So we'll discard the 1 card. And that's our first action. So we'll slide these over. And then what do I want to do next? Yeah. So we don't have any sponsors card, and our sponsors card is at 5 right now. So maybe I should have snapped the marine biologist. So it's definitely time to build. Now, what size enclosure am I going to be building here? So we have this Wolverine. This requires a size 3 enclosure next to a rock space. Then we have the Dingo. So that requires a size 2 or bigger. And then the Fennec Fox, which is size 1. Maybe we just build a size 1, get this extra worker, and then since we have the archaeologist sponsor card, I know you can't see it right now, but it's each time you gain the placement bonus of a border space in your zoo, gain another free placement bonus. So by building a size 1 enclosure here for 2 money, we will get... Now, do we have to take... Can it be another border space, would be my question. So we're building a size 1 here. We paid the 2 money, so I guess we get that extra worker, right? And then we get a second bonus from the archaeologist sponsor card that we played earlier. So each time you gain the placement bonus of a border space in your zoo, you gain another free placement bonus. Now, it's not showing them gaining a second border one, so I guess we can't really choose a border one, because I was hoping to get that 10 money, but instead we'll do the 5 money here. That seems fair. So we'll take 5 money. And then we're at 32 money right now. And we built that size 1 as second action, right? Because we did some cards. So So we gotta move these over. Gotta remember to do that. All right. Yeah, we got associations getting up there. It's on 4 again. We need to use some of these X's though. Right now we have 3 bird icons. I would really like to play another bird, but there's no birds out. And we've already used the searching university. So what's next? We might do another association action here for 2 just to move up and get that card flip. Just what card would I want to flip? Let me see some of the backs here. Maybe our animals or our build card. I would think build. I think build might be the best because we're running out of zoo space pretty quickly here. So I think I will do that for my next action. This is just going to be a association action. And we'll also make a donation. So with this worker that we got, we can only really go here because we have 1 worker. So we're going to get the 2 reputation from that. And then we hit that symbol there where we get to flip another card. And I think I decided on flipping my build card. So I'm going to flip this build card. And then we'll make a donation here for 7 money. That is getting a little expensive. But we pay 1 less for each X token we have. So we really only pay 3, which isn't too bad. So we'll just give 5 and take 2 money back. And then we just made another donation. So the donations come from here. And then we'll move up 1 on the conservation track there. Okay, if we get 1 more conservation, we'll be able to choose between these 3 bonuses. So one of them is another association, 5 money, or 3 cards from within your reputation range. Okay, that was our 3rd action. I think we did everything. Let's move this stuff down. Don't forget this cube. Okay, what do I do next? Yeah, let's put... I would like to play 2 animals. Can we build here? So now we can build... Now that we flipped our build card, we've upgraded the build card so we can build 1 or more different buildings with a total maximum size of X. So we might need to use a... couple X tokens here. Maybe we use 2 X tokens to make it a 4, and then we'll build a size... No, let's use 3 X tokens to build a size 3 next to a rock and a size 2. Okay, so I'll kind of explain what I'm doing here. So we're doing a build since we just upgraded this card. It has a strength of 2, but we're using 3 of our X tokens to make it a 5. And since the card's upgraded, the backside says build 1 or more different buildings with a maximum size of X. So we're going to build a size 2 and a size 3 enclosure. And how do I want to place this? So we're going to get a lot of bonuses here because we get the 10 money there, and then we get to pick another bonus. So we'll get 10 money and we'll take this bonus from the middle. And we'll move up 2 reputation here from that extra bonus from our archaeologist card. And then we're also going to place the size 3. So this is going to cost 10 money, right? So So we'll just put the 10 money right back. So we're basically building this for free. And then I want to get that other... Now this size 3 has to be next to a rock, right? For the bear? Yes. Okay, so then we'll get this X token is another border, and then we'll take the 5 money. So we get an X token and 5 money from our archaeologist card. That's actually a really good sponsor card. Okay, so we did build. So then this is going to flip like this, and that was our 4th action. So I think we're doing all right here, actually, given that, you know, I lost 2 turns by not having this extra cube here. So we'll do an animals action next. And we are going to use that X token again to bump it up to a 5. So we just spend the 1 X token. Now we're doing a strength of 5, which allows us to play 2 animals. So let's play the Fennec Fox. Well, this is our last action. I'm sort of thinking about playing the Wolverine and then maybe the Australian Dingo for the pack ability. So gain 1 appeal for each predator icon in your zoo. It'll be 2, so we'll get 5 and 10 and 1 reputation. That seems good. We'll get that 3rd worker. This might be a really good turn here. So let's do that. Let's play the Wolverine first. So we have to pay 15. Do we have money for this? So we have 34 money right now. So yeah, I should be good for playing these 2 animals. Now, let's do the Wolverine first. And the Wolverine has to go in a size 3 enclosure next to a rock space. So that's why we built this one. So we're going to put the Wolverine down here. We'll pay the 15 money. Get 5 back. I'm going to give it 20 here. And he's going to go in here. So this is now an open enclosure. It's filled. I don't know if I'm doing this right with the 3 cubes showing it's filled, I guess. And then we get 1 reputation and 5 appeal. So moving up on the board here, that gives us the 1 extra worker bonus. So we get that worker and the 2 conservation, I believe. Wow, this is a lot to track here. So we got 5 appeal. 2 conservation, so we'll go 1, 2, and then we need to choose that bonus. I think I'm going to take the association. And do it with Australia. No, let's just do Europe. And then we get to flip a card as well. This is a crazy little string of events here. This is only one of our animals. So we've played this guy, and it ended up being a pretty good action here. So we did the 5 appeal. We got 1. I think that's called reputation or something, and then that gave us another worker. Which gave us the 2 conservation. And then we got the association bonus. So we have 1 with Europe now. And then it says, after finishing this action, you may place your association action card on 1 or 5. So let's finish the action first before we decide what to do with that. The second animal I'm going to play is the Australian dingo. So this has pack, gain 1 appeal for each predator icon in your zoo. So it'll only be 2, but we get the 3 plus the 2. And that's going to cost 13 money. So we'll pay 15 here. And we'll get 2 money back. And this dingo's got to go in a size 2. So yeah, we'll put him in this size 2 here. Fill it up. And then we get that 5 appeal as well. Okay, we're at 46 appeals, so we are past the... some of the cards have a minimum. Some of the sponsor cards have a minimum. And I think that's everything, so... yeah, that was our final action. We have 1 card left, the Fennec Fox. So hold on to that. I'm going to move this over. And then we'll do the break stuff. So we have another break. So we got to discard down to 3. We only have 1 card right now. We'll skip the venomous tokens and times 2 tokens. We don't have to refill anything here. We'll discard these 2 cards. Slide everything down. And then anyone who has played Marine Worlds, I'd be curious to know about this wave thing. But no waves come out. Wow, we have 2 sponsor cards and 3 conservation project cards in the display. Along with 1 grizzly bear. Alright, moving on from the break. What's next? So our income. So for the income, we're down at 46, so we get 24 money for that. So we'll just take 25 and put 1 back. And then we have 1 kiosk that's next to an open enclosure, so just 2 more money for that 1 kiosk. And I think we did animals last. So moving this action card down. What do I want to do first? Oh, we have to move this over. And they're going to take that next donation spot. So they're getting more expensive. This last donation here is 10. So we could pay 9 for it. And then the rest are 12 after that. So only 4 actions this round. So I should plan these out pretty well. But it doesn't look good for passing myself as of now, but you'd be surprised. So yeah, I think I want to do... How many bird icons do I have? Still only 3. I was really hoping to get some more birds. We have to start supporting some of these projects. And looking back, I probably should have taken that Australia icon. But it's too late now. We have to get our workers back. We have all of our workers now, so we can do some pretty good stuff. I was really hoping to get more bird icons. So we only have 3 bird icons. We could do cards. We could draw 2 cards and hopefully get a bird. We just need 1 more bird icon to get. We also have 3 America icons, so we really just need like 1 more of the America icons. I think I'm gonna do cards. So we're gonna do cards first. And we're gonna do... We could make it a strength of 5. Oh, my dog's here. Yay. Come on. and say hi to the dog. So this is Daisy. She plays board games. Yeah. So I don't know what. If we do this cards action, so it says on strength of 4, you can draw 2 cards. But you can't draw from within reputation range, right? Here, you want to get down? I'll put you down. Okay, so yeah, if we're doing the cards action, let me move this down a little bit. So on strength of 4, it says draw 2 cards. We have to draw from the deck, right? Because we don't have this card flipped. So yeah, I guess it is a bit of a gamble. Let's just do that. We'll draw 2 cards from the top of the deck. Oh my god, what are the chances we get a bird? Look at that. Okay, we get one more. And then we get some saltwater crocodile. So, wow, really needed that bird. That was perfect. Okay, that was our first action. Let's move it down. Move this cube over. A lot of stuff to remember. And if anyone is still here from the raid, I just want to say EvilTurnipT, thanks for the raid. Again, I'll have to check out your stream sometime. You said you played Wordsy, then Dragon Run. Okay, so I'll definitely have to look into those games. So yeah, we drew some cards there. Can't believe we just got that bird. So we need that bird for the next icon. So this bird has to go in a size 2 enclosure next to water. So we don't have that yet. So that would be my next idea, is to build that. And what I might do is build, since we can build 2 different buildings and we have a strength of 3, I would like to build 1 kiosk. So let's do build. Do a build action here. So we're going to build 1 kiosk. Now, where do I put this kiosk? Let's just put it here so we get that border space and we can choose another bonus from the archaeologist card we have down, right? Yeah, each time you gain the placement bonus of a border space in your zoo, gain another free placement bonus. So we're going to do that. So this kiosk gives us 2 reputation. We'll move that up. Now we have to stop at the 9 because we don't have our cards flipped. So you can see here this little red means that you're required to have your card flipped over to the second side, the upgraded side, to move any further on this track. So we're stuck here at the 9. But that's okay for now, I guess. So we built a size 1, so the last thing we need is that size 2, which would be 3. So the total would be 6 money. Let's take 6 money before we forget. And we're going to put a size 2. Now this also has to be adjacent to a water space. And what bonus did I get? Did I not take the money for the bonus? No, we need to take that 5 money for the bonus. So we'll get 5 money back. This is actually a really good sponsor card we played. Archaeologist. I know you can't see it, but we're here trying to show it off. Then we'll do this, I guess. So that is a size 2 enclosure right there next to water for the bird. That's what that's for. So we paid the money. We got the bonuses. And then we get that X token, and then we can choose another bonus. You can't choose like the same bonus twice, right? So let's just get a card from within reputation range, and we'll take this. I mean, this is huge, or this could be huge. So this is a bird breeding program. So you can play conservation project cards from your hand down here like this, I think, or maybe up top. Alright, so we've got 4 cards in our hand now. And what did we just do? The build action. So let's slide this down. And that was our second action. So let's see, what do we have next? I'm going to turn the music down a little bit. So we got this Lesser Flamingo with Posturing 1. You may place 1 free kiosk or pavilion. We've got to slide everything down on the board too. I always forget this. And we didn't get a wave card. So it might just make sense right now. I'm trying to look at like the difference between having a bird with a partner zoo. Do we want to play this bird breeding card? I don't know. So 2 conservation. I don't think so. I think we're going to go for that 4 conservation for having the 4 bird symbols. So the next thing I would want to do is play 2 animals if I can afford it. Now, our animals is only on a strength of 3, but we have 2 X tokens here, so we're going to use both X tokens to make that a strength of 5. And so far we did cards and build, right? So I forgot that. And I might as well just move this now. So this is our 3rd action. And we're going to try to play 2 animals here. And the 2 animals I want to play are the Fennec Fox. This Fennec Fox and this Lesser Flamingo. So this Lesser Flamingo is going to give us that 4th bird icon to support that conservation project for 4 points. And we don't have the bonus for either, or the association. We don't have an association with either of these continents. So this is going to be full price here. We're looking at 23 money. So we can afford to play these 2 animals. It's just kind of rough. The Flamingo allows us to place a free kiosk or pavilion. So that's good. We'll probably do a pavilion just so that we can get that appeal a little further. I don't really see myself passing myself on the track right now. But this is what we're looking at. Our conservation is here, and our appeal is here, and we need to wrap around the whole board pretty much. So yeah, we're doing this animals action. We're going to play 2 animals. We paid 2 X's. So first, let's start with the Flamingo. So we'll play this first. 15 money. So we'll just give a 20 and get 5 back. We don't get any kind of discount. Now this has to go in a size 2 enclosure next to a water space. So we're going to put the Flamingo here in the size 2 next to the water. And then we get 6 appeal, so we'll move this up 6. Now we have 52 appeal. And then it says you may place 1 free kiosk or pavilion. We're going to place a pavilion this time for another appeal. So 53 appeal. Now where do I put this? Really anywhere, right? I know these kiosks have to be 2 apart. Okay, that's our first animal. Let's play the second animal. So we're going to play this Fennec Fox. So this is, we don't get a discount because we don't have an association with this continent. Sorry, the camera takes forever to focus here. Okay. It's going to cost the full 8 money and goes in a size 1 enclosure. Now we do have that one size 1 enclosure, and then we get the 3 appeal, and it has clever. So after finishing the current action, you may place your any action card on 1. Okay. So yeah, let's do that first. Pay the 8 money. So we paid the 8 money there. And then we'll put them in this size 1 on the board. And we'll fill that up. And we get the 3 appeal. So 3 more appeal puts us on 56. So 56 appeal. Now we have to get that conservation up. Pretty far, actually. But that would be our final action for this round. So we're going to move that over. And yeah, we'll do the break steps. Slide this down. Let me actually just adjust this so we can see the whole zoo. Okay, that's better. All right. So starting with the break, we've got discard down to 3 cards. We just have 2 cards, so we're good. No venom tokens. We replace our guys. I guess we didn't use any association actions that round. That's rough. Discard these last 2 cards. And then we'll slide everything down. Ooh, another bird. Do we go for it? Because we could hit that 5. I was going to support that project now. How many icons do we have? 4? 1, 2, 3, 4. We could play that bird. Do we have the time? I mean, look, we only have 3 actions here in this round, and then I think that's the last round after that. So you just get 2 turns, right? At the end of the 6th, it's over. Oh, after finishing the current action, you may place any action card on 1. That's the one thing I didn't do. Let's do sponsors. So that association bumps up to 5. Good thing I saw that. Okay. And then, yeah, we discarded the cards. The last thing is income. So we did get the appeal up pretty far there. We're going to get 27 money. So let's take 25. Let's take 30 and give 2 back. Three back, sorry. And then, yeah, so that puts us on 35 money. And then we'll get 4 money for our kiosks. So we have 2 kiosks next to open enclosures. So we get 4 more money. And I think that's everything, right? Yeah, we need to start supporting conservation projects here. This is the end of the game. I just don't think it was a good idea to take this bird breeding program because we're going to support that for 4, I think. Now, you can't support the same one twice, so it might be better to try and snap that card. So we have 3 actions, right? We could snap that card, play it. Maybe we just try to support 2 projects, I think is the move. Let's start with an association action of 5. So we're going to do a strength of 5 association action here. So you just put your guy here. And then we're going to support this birds first because we have 4 bird icons now. When you support a conservation project, the cubes don't come from the general supply of cubes. They actually come from here. And then you gain that instant bonus if it has this yellow symbol, and then you also gain that every break. Now, how many breaks are left? 1 break. So what do we need? We could get 3 X tokens so that we can do another big association action. It's probably the move. We only have 1 Australia icon. Because we do have a bird and a partner. No, we don't have a bird with a partner icon of the same continent. That sucks. Oh well. Yeah, this was a mistake, definitely picking this up. But that's okay. There's probably some better ones. We could have released a predator in the wild or something. So for the first action, we're going to do this. Association of 5. Go here. And then we'll get 3 X tokens, or do we just get some conservation? How much are we going to get here? 4? 1, 2, 3, 4. So that'll allow us to look. I didn't even look at the endgame scoring cards. So let's do that real quick since we're nearing that part of the game. So we have sponsored zoo. So it'll be gain conservation for sponsor cards in your zoo. We have 1 sponsor card, so gain for research icons in your zoo. How many research icons? 1, 2, 3. I guess that's better already by default. I think they're both the same. Unless we take this, that would put us at 5, right? Yeah, so that's probably the move. Alright, so I'm gonna... What do we need? All we have is this saltwater croc. I'm kind of stuck here. Maybe... Yeah, let's get these X tokens. So we're going to take our penguin here from here, and that's going to give us 3 tokens instant, or 3 X tokens instantly. Got to do one thing at a time. And we're going to support this birds conservation project over here for 4, since we have 4 bird icons. Now that's going to give us 4 conservation. So we'll move up the conservation track a little bit. So we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we do get to choose one of these bonuses, and I think this means place 3 pavilions or kiosks, and I'm not sure what that one means. I would have to look at this little iconography thing here. Continent icons of 1 continent. Oh, so we could use that as a wild continent when supporting a conservation project, I think. Okay, we're gonna take that. That's good. So we'll take this and hold on to it. I'll just put that on my association card so I remember that I can use it. And we got the 3 X tokens, which is good. Now we also have to decide which of these we're gonna do. So we're not gonna do the sponsor card ones. I think I'm gonna go for the research icons, because maybe I can do another association action where I take these 2 research icons, and that puts me at 5. So this one will get discarded. And then that was our first action, right? Now we can make a donation, and we pay 1 money less for each X marker we have. So we have 3. So we'd end up paying 9 money. So let's just take a 5 and 4 ones. And then we'll make that donation, giving us another conservation. That might be the last donation we make. They're getting a little expensive. So we move up 1 more on the conservation track there. Yeah, not looking good for passing myself, but I might be able to do a couple things here. I didn't realize that I skipped 2 turns earlier in the game, and we started with 15 appeal. But it's too late now to go back, so... what's next? So yeah, we'll slide this down. Okay. Move this over, so we only have 2 actions left. I want to make sure we do these right. If I can get this, let's do another association action now, and we're not going to use the wild icon just yet. but we need to use some X markers to make it a 4. So it's on strength of 1. So if we use 3 X markers, it puts it at 4, right? And we're going to do this association action here. So we'll take one of our workers, put it on the strength of 4, and we're going to take these 2 research icons. Now, putting this as our last university gives us 2 conservation. So we'll move up 2 more conservation. Now you can see you're traveling a lot further on the track here now. And then that will also help with our end of game scoring card that we're going for here. So we have research icons in your zoo. So that puts us at the 5. So we get 3 extra at the end of the game. So I think that was a solid play. We still might not be past ourselves by the end of the game. But we did an association action there. Now, we could make a donation. Maybe we just use all our money on donations. I think that's the play. We're done playing animals, right? So let's just spend another 12. It's going to be the full 12 this time. So we'll take 5, 6, 7, 8 back. And we can probably make one more donation. And we'll get our cube. We're actually running out of cubes too. You're probably not supposed to do this, but that's okay. And yeah, we'll move up one more for that donation. Okay, that was our second action, so we have 1 left. And what do we want to use it for? I would like to do another association, but we can't. What I'm going to do with this final action is we're going to do a cards action. So our cards is on 5, so that's the strongest it can be. You can either draw 3 cards, discard 1, or snap from the display. So we're going to snap from the display. And we're going to take that bird. Or no, we can't. Yeah, I definitely didn't play this right, but we'll snap the bird anyway. What about side entrance? That seems like something good we could do. Just for getting that bonus. I don't know. Maybe we can sneak in another animal here. We're just gonna snap this bird for the hell of it. And that's our last action. So I guess I could have done break 2, gain 2. I don't know. But we're gonna move this stuff down. We still have the bonus here. And then I think this moves over, and these are the last 2 actions of the game. Or is the game over now? No, I think we do our last 2 turns, right? Oh, this is rough. We have to do the break stuff. Let's do the break stuff now. So we discard down to 3. We only have 3 cards. No venom tokens. We're not replacing anything. We'll remove these last 2. And then slide the rest down. Oh, more birds coming out. Wow, there's all the birds. We needed those birds earlier. What I'm going to do is use the wild icon for the America Zoos to get 3 conservation here. That's my big play. That's really all I can do. But I have to get that association card over some to make it a stronger action because it needs to be on 5. Okay, so we'll do our income. Our appeal is 56. So we're going to get 27 money here. We'll take 27. Plus what? 4 for the kiosks. Let's take a 5 and give 1 back. And then I think I have 5 1s here, so nope, just 4. Maybe we can trade these in for 2 10s. Or just a 20. That works too. So we've got 49 money. That's pretty good. The problem here is the association action. We don't have the X tokens, and we can't really get X tokens right now. The last thing we have to do is return the workers. So yeah, I think I messed this game up, but that's alright. I mean, maybe we could... No. Yeah, I don't know. I really need to somehow get some X tokens. How can I get some X tokens? Can you just move your cards down as a turn and gain an X token, I think? Anyone in the chat that would know some rules? That would be really helpful. Yeah, we definitely didn't do so hot here. Because I really want to use this bonus on the association card. So this is one of the bonus tiles that we got. So this allows us to use a wild icon, but we can't get our association action strong enough right now. And I think this is our last 2 turns of the game, right? We should have never covered that X token, I think. I mean, we could build a size 5 and maybe play this alligator. But I think that's a wrap. I think somewhere along the line I made a mistake here. With the association actions. Any suggestions? No. Phew. What about that bamboo forest? Release one herbivore into the wild. How big is that herbivore we have? It's a size 2. So that would give us 3 conservation. Maybe we could do that. Our cards card is not flipped though. So we would build, pick it up. And then, yeah, we don't have the X tokens. Yeah, somewhere, I don't know what I did. But yeah, not so good. Trying to see what I can do here. I mean, if you pass your turn, do you get an X token? I don't know. Let's just build. We're going to wrap this game up. I think I messed up somewhere, so we're probably not going to win, but that's okay. This was a solo game anyway. And it was my first time playing in a while. Overall, not too bad. I think I had some good plays, but definitely somewhere I messed up with this association action. I really had good plans for that. Now, if I would have taken the 3 pavilions, I probably just would have been better off getting the 3 appeal. I'm spilling Gatorade all over. Yeah, let's just build here. We'll build a size 3, so that's 6 money. And then we're going to get a card from within reputation range. Let's take the bamboo forest card, because I think we can release an herbivore. No, we can't release an herbivore. We also can't get that reputation. Did I like not flip a card or something somewhere? No. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe let's take, instead of this bamboo card, let's take the side entrance card, because we can at least play that. Now we built. Well, we could do another building, right? So we did. It was a strength of 5, so build 1 or more different buildings with a total maximum size of X, so 5. So we did a 3, we paid the 6. Let's do... Let's use all of it, and we'll do a kiosk. Or no, let's do... Yeah, they have to be different buildings, so let's do a kiosk and a pavilion. And we'll just put the kiosk there. Pavilion there. And that was our build action. Now we have to pay the other 4 money, right? So I'm gonna give 20 and get 16 back. Alright, that was it. We'll slide these down. And then we have 1 action left. So I guess the best thing I can do... we really can't support a conservation project, unfortunately. Let's do sponsors, and we're gonna play this 3 cost sponsor card. So place on 2 border spaces, need not be adjacent to other buildings. So I have to find this. So just bear with me here. I know it's one of the smaller ones. Maybe one of these 2. This is a water slide. No, it's got like little symbols on it. I think I'm missing the side entrance. Oh, there it is. Okay, so this doesn't have to be adjacent to other buildings. I don't think that matters at all. And we can't really flip anything, so this is kind of a useless play. But we'll put that there. It says 2 border spaces, though. So I guess we'll just go here. We do have the build card flip, so we can cover that. What a mess. Let me put all these back. Now I'm dropping them. Last time I dropped a piece, the dog ate it. So, yeah, we played the side entrance there. So that was only our 2nd sponsor card of the game. And then it says, during the next break, gain 2 income for each building, except empty standard enclosures next to the side entrance. Oh, so we probably shouldn't even have put that there. We should have put it like this. Or no. There's really isn't even a good spot for this. Maybe that is the best spot. So we'll put it like that. Yeah, and I know that was a pretty rough end of the game there, but it is what it is. That's it. That's all we can do, unfortunately. Yeah. So I wanted to support this conservation project because we had this extra icon. Now we could have used that to get 4, and that would have given us 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, we definitely would have done much better with that. Maybe next time. Is what it is. Overall, that was a good game, though. I'm not sure where I went wrong. So for the end of the game, the final break, I guess we do everything. Is there really even a point, though, to do all that stuff? We'll just do the research zoo. So our end game scoring card, we have Gain conservation for research icons in your zoo. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we get 3 conservation. And then what did we place here? Just like a pavilion. 1. So you can see we were close, and there was earlier in the game I didn't take those 2 actions. So maybe I would have gotten past myself, but this is a loss. But yeah, definitely like Ark Nova, especially with the Marine Worlds expansions. Overall, this was a great stream. Got rated again. I just want to say thanks again to Ruel, Gabiola, and EvilTurnipT. So thanks for the follows and all of that. I appreciate it a lot. I'll have to check out both of your guys' streams and see what games you're playing. But that's going to be it for today. So, yeah, everyone have a nice day.